Once you've finally mastered your daily college workflow, balancing the classes, the nonstop studying, and somehow eking out a social life on the side, your attention just naturally shifts toward the future, right? Specifically, we're talking about internships and taking those very first professional steps beyond campus. So, welcome to this explainer. We are going to build a super clear, confidence-boosting roadmap to help you land that dream summer internship. If you're a college student trying to figure out how to translate all your campus hustle into actual real-world career momentum, you are in the exact right place. We're pulling from top university career hubs, expert blogs, and real-world success stories to give you a step-by-step strategy that actually works. Okay, let's dive straight into this playbook. First, we'll map out the internship search timeline. Second, turning your campus experience into a career asset. Third, networking and cold emailing. And finally, acing the interview. But hey, before we get into the really tactical stuff, we've got to address the elephant in the room. If you are currently staring at a blinking cursor on a totally blank resume and panicking because you think you just don't have enough experience, take a deep breath. We are going to completely bust that myth today. You actually have way more experience than you realize. It's just about learning how to package it up for an employer. Section 1, the internship search timeline. Timing is literally everything in the internship game, and one of the biggest pitfalls is waiting until the last minute. Now, if you're gunning for highly competitive fields like investment banking, consulting, or big tech, they want to lock down top talent immediately. That means they recruit almost a year early, usually in the fall. But if that's not your path, seriously, do not stress. The vast majority of organizations post their roles in the spring. All of this preparation is for those short-term summer gigs that typically run from May to August. So if you're getting into this a little later in the academic year, don't panic. The absolute best time to start is right now. The trick here is to avoid blindly mass supplying to everything on the internet that has the word intern in it. You really need a foolproof weekly routine. A successful search requires consistency, not some crazy complex spreadsheet you'll abandon after 3 days. Aim for 5 to 10 quality tailored applications a week. It breaks down into a super manageable workflow. Monday is strictly for research and finding roles. Tuesday, you tailor your resume. Wednesday, you apply. Thursday, you reach out to alumni. And Friday, that's dedicated to interview prep. It's a low-stress system that guarantees you're always moving forward. And here is a logistical tip that is absolutely crucial. Once you cross that 10 application threshold, you have to treat your inbox like a professional workspace. I mean, there is nothing worse than discovering a golden interview invitation sitting in your spam folder 3 weeks after it expired. Set up specific labels, create filters, and definitely use reminders for follow-ups. You just don't want to miss out on a massive opportunity because an assessment link got buried under a mountain of promotional emails. Section 2, turning campus into career. All right, it is time to go into full Mythbuster mode. Employers do not expect a 20-year-old to have a 20-year corporate background. They're looking for transferable traits, things like reliability, leadership, and execution. Look at everyday campus life. Handling large sums of money as a cashier? Well, that proves you're trustworthy and detail-oriented. Working summers as a camp counselor? That shows employers have confidence in your ability to manage others and handle a crisis. What about class projects? A University of Wisconsin syllabus for a reporting class, J335, explicitly highlights how producing real-world media plans absolutely counts as valid experience. And please, whatever you do, don't overlook volunteering. According to Walden University, candidates with volunteer experience have a 27% better chance of finding employment. Experience truly is everywhere around you. But to communicate all that awesome experience, you need the right vocabulary. An action verb cheat sheet like the one from the UTSA Career Center is absolute gold. You want to use strong action verbs to kick off every single bullet point on your resume. Go ahead and banish the phrase responsible for from your vocabulary right now. Instead, start your sentences with powerhouse words like analyzed, spearheaded, formulated, or engineered. It completely flips the tone of your resume from passive to highly active. Once you have your strong action verb, you need a framework to build out the rest of the sentence. Enter the CAR technique: context, action, and result. You don't just want to list out a boring, dry set of job duties. You want to identify a specific situation or context you encountered, describe the deliberate action you took, and then explain the concrete result or value you added. The secret sauce here is quantifying your achievements. Use actual numbers and the classic 5 W's and an H: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Check out this incredibly powerful example from the Tippy College of Business. Instead of saying something vague like assisted with inventory, you say assisted with daily and monthly inventory of over 1,200 domestic and foreign products. Hear the difference? That instantly shows your scale, your productivity, and exactly what you handled. And productivity, That is always transferable, no matter what industry you're trying to break into.
Section 3. Networking and cold emailing.
We are going to prove right now that reaching out to strangers isn't desperate, it's a strategic necessity. Think of this as a major mindset shift. There's a great quote from a successful college grad on Reddit who shared their secrets to landing top internships, and it is spot on. Cold email is free, and it's a way to take initiative. Professionals actually really respect the hustle of high school and college students who show a genuine interest in their work. You've got to remember, every professional you reach out to was once in your exact same shoes, feeling just as lost. That's why so many of them genuinely want to pay it forward and help. Building that network from scratch really just boils down to two simple things: your ask and your targets. Keep your message incredibly clear. What exactly are you seeking and why? When picking targets, looking for alumni on LinkedIn is huge. And here's a brilliant pro tip. If you're looking for research roles, professors are often way too busy to reply, right? Try targeting grad or PhD students instead. They are in the trenches, they totally understand the struggle, and they're often eager to mentor an undergrad. You can even use free platforms like Mistrika to help personalize your outreach at scale. Above all, maintain the right mindset. You will face rejection. Most people will probably ignore you, but you literally only need one single yes to make the entire effort completely worthwhile.
Finally, Section 4. Acing the interview.
So, you've tailored your resume, you've sent the cold emails, and you finally landed the interview. Let's prep you to absolutely crush it. This is where the famous STAR method comes in, which is heavily recommended by career hubs like Duke University. You use this to perfectly structure your answers to those tricky behavioral questions. You know, the ones that start with, "Tell me about a time when." You outline the situation, explain the task or challenge, detail the specific action you took, and then share the measurable result. So instead of rambling on, you say something like, "Our club was losing members, my task was to increase engagement, I launched a targeted social media campaign, and the result was a 40% increase in attendance." Boom. It keeps your answers focused, compelling, and gives the interviewer exactly what they want. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is walking into an interview without having practiced those STAR stories. Saying them out loud to a friend or mentor builds massive confidence. Trust me. Make sure your basic tell me about yourself pitch is fully dialed in, and always have thoughtful questions ready to ask them at the end. And hey, when you get that call and finally land the offer, celebrate. But before you blindly sign the paperwork on a dopamine eye, read the fine print. Carefully review the pay rate, the exact start dates, expected hours, and any location or housing requirements before you officially accept. Ultimately, a successful internship search is all about consistency, not perfection. It's about building a repeatable system, taking initiative, and translating what you already do every single day on campus into professional value. So I want to leave you with this. Looking at the playbook we've just covered, what is the one small step you will conquer today? Are you going to draft a cold email? Rewrite one resume bullet point using a power verb? Choose your action right now, and let's turn that everyday campus hustle into unstoppable career momentum.